Oh shit! This thing was on mute the whole time. Damn! I thought I was playing music this whole time, y'all. It was on. Yes, wait, hold on. Y'all didn't hear the whole song? That's crazy. I'm gonna give y'all a little preview of what I was playing this whole time. I thought I was bopping my head in my zone. That's crazy. It ain't nothing like the old school. Hey, on the real though. All right. Hey, listen, that it happens sometimes. It happens to the best of us, right? But ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I feel good. I look good. I just got me a haircut yesterday, so I'm outside this whole weekend. And I feel good, y'all. I feel good. I feel good. Once you get, there's something about getting a haircut that does, it completely transforms your whole appearance. You go from looking like a wildebeest to looking like somebody who's educated, who has a family, who belongs in society. So that's how I feel right now, at least. There's a lot of interesting things. It's Friday. Friday, we always have a lot of fun. This is the pregame to the Friday night happy hour. That's a little bit later. And by the way, Versa, new artwork from the Maxis is sick. I absolutely love that, man. But cool. Let's go ahead and get some things started for the day. Some conversation, some topics started for the day. One, let's start off with CZ and this whole Twitter situation going on. So if you guys haven't heard, Elon Musk sent out an email to most of his employees and basically said, "Hey, I'm the new sheriff in town, and if we're gonna basically go hard mode. I'm going to take this thing to the next level. If you still want to be a part of it, you can stay on board. If not, we'll give you some pay and basically get off my ship, get out of town. And pretty much there's employees that was trying to mock him, sabotage him. And there's a whole big thing trending on Twitter last night that was getting tons and tons and tons of attention, where people saying Twitter's going to go offline and Twitter's going to fail. And a couple of my group chats that I'm in outside, where people were just like talking shit about Elon, right? Like, yo, he was in town for 1 week. I said in town. He was in charge for 1 week and he fucked up Twitter, basically, right? That was pretty much what was trending last night. And CZ said it best. The more successful you are, the more people FUD about you. FUD makes you stronger, not weaker. If you guys think a guy that was involved with PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, and all the other ventures that he had in his lifetime, one of the richest people to walk the face of this planet, is going to fail at this, I'm not saying it's impossible, but best believe he's going to do everything in his power to make this that super app. And he has one thing for sure, is the resources to make it happen. So even though a couple engineers walked out or doesn't want to be a part of the platform, the guy has enough money to bring the best talent on the globe to come work for him. And if he called me, I would go work for Twitter in whatever way I can. So I just want to put that out there. More of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, let's not always be pessimistic about things, or just because somebody is in a great situation or in a higher situation, we don't need to be pessimistic. And I'm not speaking to anybody directly in this room. I'm just speaking to the tweets and things I seen last night. I know a lot of people were just doing it for retweets and shits and giggles and laughs, and that kind of goes back to what I was talking about yesterday. Negativity attracts more than positivity, and it's kind of crazy, but it's the way human psychology is. Now, let's go back to ENS. I had to get that off my mind. ENS, not much is going on. I did get to talk to some of the new hires, Sadaf and I think the community manager. I don't want to butcher his name right now, but they will be coming on the show. The new official community manager will be coming on sometime next week. I have to follow up with him probably this weekend, but he will be on the show. They'll get to give us an insight. And my goal is probably have him on the show at least once a week or so, just to, the community is totally aligned with what exactly is going on with ENS Labs and what the DAO is doing, so forth and so on. So I'm very excited for that. And Sadaf will also be on the show as well, explaining her new role and what she's going to be doing for ENS as well. So interesting things coming next week for sure. For the 10K Club, Bashar tweeted this best, right? Does it look like the 10K Club is dead to you? Look at the 6-month chart here. Total volume 39K ETH. Daily average volume 90 ETH. Total supply 10K. Total owners 4,119. Highest liquid club in all of ENS. Don't fade it. And I say that to say, just today, Eduardo bought for 15 ETH. So, and the person who brought it sold 15x, 4 digits at a pretty decent price. So I say that to say it's a very interesting phenomenon that people are using I say this, I've been saying this whole week, but people are using the 10K Club assets as liquidity to go in to buy words that they find meaningful, that obviously have a lot more higher of a price volume. So it's not a bad strategy. It's clearly what's happening right now. If you have a bunch and you want to offload, you need liquid, definitely consider it. Last but not least, what I have for the day is fun fact of the day. Ethereum has a larger market cap than the Bank of China. That is pretty interesting. Who knew that we would get this far so soon? Cool. Enough for me for the day. Let's go over to our co-host, Ron. Ron, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, GM Kev, GM everybody. Yeah, that whole Twitter thing last night, I even saw a lot of people that I was kind of surprised fudding Elon Musk. But to me, it's laughable, right? This guy's been that successful. Now, I have one of my business partners. His son-in-law works for SpaceX, does acquisition. Younger guy, right? Probably younger than 30. One of the honestly like smartest kids I know, right? Super smart. Worked for Elon Musk, and he worked for a big company before that. Okay, and talking to him and hearing what he says. So he does all the purchasing for SpaceX, right? He's like, dude, they are so hardcore. He's like, I got to justify everything. And sometimes it goes all the way to Elon to make the decision. Like, we're going to buy XYZ cars for, trucks for delivery, whatever it is. He's like, it's absolutely the tightest ship you can imagine. He's like, I have to justify everything to, I can't just like go spend money. And he's like, it's crazy, right? That what he has to do. And he's been telling me about it. And it's like, dude, it just tells me this is a well-run company, right? So, I have no question. All the FUD, people can FUD they want. Elon didn't just, it's not just a luck that he's founded all these billion-dollar companies, right? Multi-billion-dollar companies, the richest guy in the world. That just shouldn't happen because he's a dipshit who does stuff uncalculated and emotional, right? Okay, another experience I had, okay, when I had our internet company, I had a friend who we started studying Chinese together. We lived over in Taiwan, went to college together, did a lot of business together, used to hang out together before we were both married. Really good friend for like 6 years. We did everything together. Okay, came back to the States, started our company. I hired him to buy products for us overseas, and did a great job. Did such a great job, I gave him a two-tone gold Submariner Rolex watch, right? It was about an $8,500, $10,000 watch then. It's probably double that now. Really did a great job. Well, I hired his two twin brothers, and they were doing pretty good, doing a great job. But then as time kind of went on, they kind of started having problems, not with me, but with kind of the next tier of management above them, And we'd see them. Like, pretty soon there was like 12 of them. They'd go to lunch together and bitch about everything we were doing and everything. Finally, one day I just saw them come in, the whole gang of them, and they were just kind of becoming a cancer to the company. They didn't like what we're doing. Basically called them in, fired them all, right? And just basically I did the same thing. Look, you guys are on board or you're not, right? They started, they didn't like how we were doing this. They didn't like how we're doing that. I'm like, okay, dude, knock your shit. And we escorted them out of the building, right? Like, dude, I didn't talk to him probably for 20 years after that, right? It wasn't even him so much, probably his brothers. It was a big deal. They'd all moved states to come down and work with us, and they were making a ton of money. They had a good life, And it's like, dude, for whatever reason, they didn't like the way we're doing things. Had no choice, really, right? I mean, it was not an easy thing to bring one of your best friends and his brothers and all his whole department and just can them all because they wouldn't come on board. And it was just no big deal. He got a job with Hewlett Packard, and he's done really super well ever since, right? I think he's, can't remember, but he's done awesome since. He's had great jobs ever since. And like I say, now we talk, now and again and whatnot. But dude, it was just simply they weren't on board with what we're doing. They had different ways of doing stuff, and we just had to let them go, and both moved on. And so, dude, you can't have a culture of what it was. Look at what Twitter was and where it's going. You're not going to do that unless people say, yeah, I'm on board with that. Whether it's political, philosophical, work ethic, whatever it is, I think it's a good move. So I have no confidence. I have 100% confidence Twitter will become that super app. Might just be, I 100% have faith in that's going to happen. So I saw that FUD. I just laughed. Not that they're not going to have hiccups along the way, but it is what it is, and that's just the reality. And I'm telling you, you can't look. It doesn't mean one person's right and one person's wrong. You just have to. Have people who are buy into the same ideas. Hey, maybe they can go and do their own thing if they don't want to do it how Elon's doing it. So that's just business. That's just nothing personal with all those people. It's going to be better off. Maybe not for the next few weeks, but a few months. But eventually, it's going to be night and day difference. So So anyway, I just laughed when I saw all the Twitter's going away kind of thing. To me that was laughable. But yeah, I did see one of the pinned tweets, and I saw it earlier though on another topic. Eduardo selling for 15 ETH. That's good. That's a steal. That just shows you how good those names are, even in a shit market like we're in right now. It's freaking awesome that that's still going. It just shows you that ENS is the one bright spot in a really bad market otherwise, and I feel like we're in the right place. So look forward to the rest of the discussion today.
Yes, sir. I think to circle back to what Ron said real quick before I pass the mic over is culture. If you want to build anything special, it starts with the culture that you've established. You see it with sports teams all the time. Head coaches talk about culture. You see it with big companies all the time. They talk about culture. You see it with churches or organizations or small companies. It's all culture. And when you have a new sheriff in town and you have a new head man in charge, he ultimately is going to have a different vision than the previous sheriff or the previous person that was running the show. And 9 times out of 10, 75, 80%, 90% of the people is not going to agree with that culture. Clean shop, get your guys in and take it to the next level. That's just the reality of the situation. The truth is also is that he laid off 7,500 employees, about 7,500 employees, which obviously is not good. Relatively, those people have families, bills, and things that they need to take care of. So, I know that they feel some type of way. But he's like, hey, we finally might be profitable now. Like we finally might be profitable. We was asking these people basically, what do you do? What is your job? How do you contribute to Twitter? And they couldn't say anything. They couldn't say anything. So basically, what I felt like Twitter has just become a big tech giant that was just hiring people, and people were just kind of having fun and just lollygagging around. And Elon was like, what do you guys do? And nobody really did anything. So he got rid of about 7,500 employees, and the app is still working perfectly fine. Now, that being said, I saw a funny tweet that said execs at Google and other big companies are looking at what Elon is doing, and it was like, wait a minute, why do we have 15,000 employees that's probably not doing anything? So I wouldn't be surprised to see more mass layoffs, more than we already seen, especially if this Elon experiment is successful. Cool. Let's go over to our guy, the veteran master. The stage is yours, brother.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Good morning, Kev. Yeah, I've always been wondering the same the same question. Maybe you guys also will experience it sometime. When some of your good friend who is a crypto amateur, when they want to get on board into crypto, when they ask you, what should I buy if I want to enter blockchain? How would you recommend them, right? So I think it's a very tricky question. Usually we'll say buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, but does that mean 100% all in Bitcoin or 100% all in Ethereum? I don't think that's the answer, right? If we are going to make a configuration, maybe what's the what's the recommended ratio? Bitcoin 50%, Ethereum 30%, and some other else, to make it 100%. I think it's not easy to recommend anyway, right? And a couple of years ago, I tried to resolve this problem with tulip.eth as a decentralized ranking system, a decentralized coin market cap. If eventually we go to a DAO and let user vote for their their own perfect ratio, like an index that comes from the voting from the all the crypto DAO coin holders. But eventually, I don't think also it's easy to realize. And also, someone might say that if we also need to put domain inside. We need to put some ENS name as one part of the investment. But at that point of time, I always remind them that ENS name domain is not an asset. Domain is a liability. Because if you buy the wrong domain, then you will have to pay the annual renewal fee every year. Just same case, but you will find it's difficult to sell. So it's always recommended and suggested to the whole community that we need, if we want to get inside on the ENS names, it's always quality over quantity, which is very important. We see that the NFT market, there's lots of the whales whose name is more or less, they say, I have 100 JPEG pics, I have 100 NFTs, I have 100 PFPs. But to some extent, if some people say I have 10,000 domains, I will say, wow, you are rich man, right? You are so rich because you have to pay. It will cost you like hundreds of thousands of dollars annually to renew these names, and I don't think it's an easy way to do. And also, I think majority of people, when we enter the domain market, we want to make a flip. We want to hold, and the long-term hold. I pay 5 for 6 years renewals, and eventually I sell it for kind of a decent price because I have the long-term vision. I also have the diamond hand. I don't get easily shaking out. So I think that's the right attitude. But eventually, we need to know that the best practice, the best strategy is always own one super good top level domain instead of like owning 10,000 of the normal or the not so good domains, because selling one top domain is always much easier than selling 1,000 normal ones. Yeah, also in the normal world, in the crypto coin world, we can trade 10,000 shitcoins to one Bitcoin, but that's not the case that we will have in the same way when we are in the domain market. It's very tricky. If you hold one gem and that rich people, someone like Elon Musk, someone like Donald Trump, when they really need it badly, they cannot live without it. Then it will be very interesting, situation that when they keep raising the price, you keep saying no, and you keep pretending not seeing it. Then I think as a seller, you might see a very interesting and very a good situation. So yeah, I think that's the spirit of trading domain and owning domain as a long time investment. If you want to put domain as a ratio of that cryptocurrency index, then make sure don't put too much of it, quality over quantity. And then you will have to make sure you have that renewal expense. If you have 10 names, each name, for example, is 640 US dollar annually, then for 5 years you need to make sure you will be able to afford the renewal expense. Otherwise, you will run into trouble. Or even you renew it first, then you wait, till that offer being made. So yeah, keep in mind that crypto world is kind of different comparing to the Web 2. Like Bitcoin, people say it's like the stock of bank, right? Ethereum, they say it's like the stock of technology company, something like that, the mounting point. But ENS is like, firstly we can treat it as .com, but next, after its price get surpassed .com a couple years ago, I mean in most cases it will. And we truly believe that we as a planet that we have 8 billion population. This is something that carries great potential, and this will melt a lot of people's face. And all we need to do is hold our backs and make sure we can be that diamond hand a long time enough, because we saw this episode before. We saw even the Y2K of the internet companies crisis by once, but eventually they will still strike hard and true. And look at those expensive .com domains name, like voice.com got sold for 30 million US dollar, and like a lot of diamonds sold for tens of thousands, and game.com and coin.com. These are all very valuable names. So it's just a matter of time. But at the meantime, people name the ID, like the country name of ENS plus the subdomain, the influence. I mean, all these are kind of nuclear weapon when it really comes to its time. Because right now, I don't see the massive adoption still coming yet for those subdomains, which because it's a new technology and not lot of people understanding it. We only have 600,000 unique participating addresses, only 600K users right now. We need to give it a little more face and a little more time. When a massive adoption, when more people coming in, that's the interesting day for us to check again where we are. Because I see as a community, as a very strong community right here, we are pretty much ready. And just make sure we don't sell our gems before that great day comes. Thanks so much, guys. Happy Friday. I wish you guys have a great weekend.
Happy Friday to you as well, Master. Thank you for that. I think couldn't agree more with a lot of things you said there. Let's keep the show moving. Let's go over to NFT Verse. Verse, the stage is yours, brother.
GM 5159. Appreciate you as always. Staying consistent out here, bro. With the ENS Update show, we keep it moving along, man. Shout out to Ron, RN1.eth. Shout out to Master.eth. Yeah, Ron and I did a little quick pop up space last night, and not that many people were in there, but Ron and I, we were talking about the whole Elon thing, and just kind of some of his, you know, particular moves and the approach that he's taking, with Twitter. I kind of was telling Ron, I just believe that, when you have somebody with that level of intellect, they can really call you on your bullshit, right? They can really call you on it, right? If you come in there with some weak code and saying, "Hey, this is what we've been doing," he probably could dissect that in a matter of minutes and tell you that that's not worth anything. And so as he also could probably make a point person to look at that code also that works in various parts of his organizations, SpaceX, the Boring Company, Tesla. You got to think that this man builds self-driving cars. He has an entity that builds self-driving cars and software that is needed to develop that in the AI. So you don't think he can look at a social media platform and be able to transform it into something special? It would make no sense. And if you don't have the right people internally to take part in that, then you got to go. I would be the same way, just like kind of how Ron provided that example. If I'm coming into a new culture, and this is the way that I want to move forward in the culture, and you're not on board, then maybe this is not the place for you. Maybe you need to find work elsewhere. But that's how these type of takeovers and acquisitions or mergers, this takes place in any entity, in any institution. This is just the way it works. And I don't know why people seem to be surprised about that. Just because it's Twitter and it's a social media platform and they're able to kind of put it out there to the masses. This happens at banks. When mergers happen, this happens at all types of companies when mergers happen. It just so happened, the people work at a social media company, and that's the reason why they can kind of put it out there. But it happens all the time. If you pay attention to the news, you'll see a whole lot more people getting laid off and companies merging, and then companies laying off the prior staff because they have a different culture and they're bringing in a whole different approach and business model. It happens all the time. This is nothing new out here in this corporate world, in this corporate structure. It's just the way the ball bounces, right? But I just kind of, today's Friday. I don't want to get too deep into things because then my head starts hurting. And on Friday, I don't like for my head to hurt. I want to get prepared for the ENS Friday Night Happy Hour. We got a new NFT that the ENS Maxis have been gracious enough to provide. The artwork of the new NFT. If you haven't seen it, check it out, man. It really symbolizes everything about the Friday Night Happy Hour. It really symbolizes the fun and the time that you guys, have the opportunity just to get away and relax and kick back and not talk ENS. I'll tell you guys this. I love every part about what the Friday Night Happy Hour has brought to this community as a whole. Because I started off, giving out the NFTs based on some artwork that was created, starting with the lifetime, Friday Night Happy Hour ticket, then going to the Friday Night Happy Hour drink bottle, and now to the Friday Night Happy Hour cigar lounge NFT. This is all an ecosystem. You guys may not see it right now, but it's an ecosystem being built within the Friday Night Happy Hour. And all this stuff is not to say, hey, I want you to, go get this and go get that. No, It's about, I just want you to be part of it, and I just want you to participate and be part of this journey. And being part of a journey, you always have the opportunity sometimes to collect pieces, collect some digital collectibles, right? As part of that journey. So you always have a memory of what kind of was going on during that time. And I think that each one of those NFTs, is a timestamp, right? It's a timestamp as we go through this particular journey, in ENS and in the crypto world. You got to have fun out here. Once you stop having fun, it's just not worth it anymore. So that's what the Friday Night Happy Hour brings to this space, is a place that we can have fun. We'll continue to do it every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the whole community. Shout out to Gary P. in here, NFL champion 3402. My co-host 3402. Let me make that right. Flexter out here, my island chef. Shout out to 00 Drowning. My girl Drowning is. Let me tell you something, guys. 3402 and Drowning are soldiers in the Friday Night Happy Hour, right? They are always there. Between 3402, Drowning, and Unemployed, they have been there every single day since day one that we started doing this journey, this Friday Night Happy Hour journey at the virtual bar. Shout out to them. Give them some love, guys, because we come in there, we come prepared to bring some entertainment and some fun to the community. And to do this every single Friday night, for 2 hours. Yeah, a lot of people may say, "Oh, well, it's just a space," or that's easy. It's not. Okay, it's a commitment that we provide to the community every single Friday, so you guys can have some time to break away. That's what it is, and we love doing it. That's why we show up every Friday. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Shout out to every Steven. I see Flossin out there, man. Young SB. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Come into the Friday Night Happy Hour. Have a good time. Relax a little bit. And if you say anything in regards to a three-digit, a fractionalization, a project, a domain appraisal, just know this. When it slips out of your mouth, you will get muted and you might just get booted. Back to you, Kev.
Muted and booted. Yeah, man. I fully 5159 fully endorse the Friday Night Happy Hour. Um, the thing about it as well is when he says it is a commitment. Guys, it's Friday night. So sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm not, because your boy 5159 be outside sometimes, right? So I tune in when I can, but I give full salute to what Verse has built over the course of the past several weeks and months. And not only Verse, 3402 has been there the whole time. She makes the show special, believe it or not. Um, but this is what I mean, though. I remember the first episode. First episode was me, Verse, Flossin, and a couple randos. I think that was the first episode. And Punks was on there, I believe, as well. And ultimately, it just has become something that's been a staple and consistent throughout the community, where everybody kind of goes on there and has fun. So shout out to you for being consistent in building that verse. I think the room to grow is so much more, right? So what it will look like in 3 months is completely different than what it looks like now, because we're always evolving, we're always elevating, we're always getting to the next level. So, man, the show has definitely grown a lot, man. So shout out to Verse, shout out to 3402, shout out to Drowning. You guys make that thing special. Cool. Oh, I think now is the perfect time to kind of reset the room. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to our sponsors, Crypto Slam and Domain Plug. I made a tweet yesterday. I think I probably should have pinned that to the top. Let me pin that to the top. Give me 1 second, please. It's about ENS Updates. I wanted to add some more flavor to the show, and I wanted to help the community as well by helping people give their domains a little bit more exposure as well. And so I said we're going to be officially adding a domain highlight segment to the show. Probably going to be like 5 to 15 minute segment where we'll be doing live appraising with the speakers and co-hosts. We'll be talking about valuable information about the domain. And we'll also be pinning the domain to the top. I think I'm going to start this on Monday. I'm still trying to figure out some kinks and details of how it's going to look. I want it to be unique to ENS Updates. I don't want to rush this out. I don't want it to be um, I want it to be actual valuable to the community and those who are actually trying to sell domains or actually trying to get some exposure for their domains. I got a couple DMs, not too many, of people who are interested. So I'm probably going to pick three domains max, I think, to start off with. And it will be free. It will be a free service to start off with, at least in the beginning. And we'll go over those domains, and we'll have all the speakers give their inputs, and we'll do that for like 10 minutes, and then we'll keep the flow of the show moving right along. Cool. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to DM me. I'm gonna roll that out sometime next week, hopefully by Monday. If not Monday, then who knows when. But let's keep the show moving right along. We have Flexter with us. Flex, good morning, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you? Thank you so much for having me up, man. I think it's great what you're doing. You're always consistent, like the NFT verse says. That's what it's about, right? Us staying consistent. A lot of the spaces going on now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, have an ENS title in them. The reason I came up today, I just wanted to give a mad shout out to everybody that's going to be at Miami Metaverse this year. Miami Metaverse is happening down there with Decentral, Art Basel. All that's happening kind of in the same week. I thought it would only be fair that I had an ENS Maxis NFT meetup, the old Miami meetup, while everybody is there. So if you guys did go to my homepage and look, the ENS Maxis art team did a beautiful poster for me to put out there. ENS Punks told me where to do it at this real artsy fartsy brewery called Winwood Brewing. Like their whole building is done in like art. Some of it's NFT art, some of it's graffiti. It's just like a really good place. So yeah, if you guys are going to be in Miami for the Miami Metaverse, Monday, November 28th at 6 p.m., Winwood Brewing Company is the first official IRL ENS Maxis Miami Metaverse meetup. So please join me there. I'm bringing Mrs. Flexter. Fireball's going to join us with Mrs. Fireball, and we're gonna host this thing, man. We tried to get Steven out there to do another live ENS Shark Tank episode. Steven unfortunately doesn't think he's going to be able to make it. But we will continue to do that Shark Tank every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So definitely join us in Miami if you're going to be there for the meetup. And then I just want to see everybody succeed. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. We're all getting through this market right now. And it seems that we are succeeding. A lot of people in ENS are succeeding where people in other projects or in other spaces may not be. So I don't want to discount them. I mean, I feel for them and what they've done. I know a lot of people are hurting with the whole FTX thing that went on here over this last couple of weeks. I don't want to discount them, bless them, and hopefully they can recover any losses if they've had them. But for the ENS side, I don't see a bear market on ENS. I'm looking at these huge sales over on ENS Vision. It just keeps going. People are getting more and more bullish. I'm seeing a lot more PFP communities on board with ENS. That's what I've been doing personally. I've been jumping around to some other PFP communities, talking to them about ENS, introducing them. And then to the top of my page, I have pinned my first official episode 1 of Shark School. And that will teach you how to set your primary name and set your avatar to your ENS domain. So I think it's little steps like that. Some education giving to the new people that are onboarding is just the least I can do it's the least I can do to try to help onboarding and educate some of the onboarders and newcomers. So thank you so much, 5159, for having me up, and bless you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So those who are in Miami, definitely slide by. I'm not sure if I'll be in Miami or not, but if I am, I'll definitely swing by and say what's up to the crew for sure. Because I'm not too far from Miami, to be honest.
That's what I was about to say, 5159.
Yeah.
You BSing me, man. You can jump in the car and be there in a minute, bro.
It's what's the dates? What's the date on that?
Monday, November 28th at 6 p.m. There's a lot of stuff kicking off on that Monday. My main intention was to go see some of the speakers that are speaking. It's a pretty big Web3 conference. There's a lot of stuff going on for a lot of different projects and a lot of different communities. But Web3 as a whole, just not specifying any ecosystem except the Web3 ecosystem, is kind of what I'm going down there to learn a little bit more about. You know what I mean? The ENS ecosystem is what I want to keep alive mainly in my portfolio. That's my own personal strategy. My own personal portfolio is the ENS ecosystem, but I would be remiss not to actually learn more about Web3 in general. And ENS Punks has been the first to start teaching me by building our own websites. I did build my own website with the ENS Punks, so this 50-year-old is degenning right now. Check out flexter.eth.limo. You can see it's got my Twitter link, my ENS Vision link, my domain plug link. Zombies fly all over the screen when you press on things. Like Punks has taught me how to build, how to develop, how to code my own website. So he's really put some more fire under my ass to try to see, well, what more can Web3 do and what more can .eth do, so I'm bullish about it, man, and that's the main reason I'm going to go down to Miami again. The Web3 Expo in Las Vegas was great, but it was all about the Shark Tank there. I really didn't dive into the Web3 side of it. That was all about the Shark Tank live show. But when I go down to Miami, that's going to be all about me learning more about Web3 in general.
And everyone you meet who needs to learn about ENS.
Well, you know that, Gary. Every single person I talk to is going to know about ENS.
Well, it's not just no. It's like, hey, if you do sign in with Ethereum or add ENS support, you're going to get 600,000 people to just look their head at you.
I see what you're saying there. Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying there, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I think ENS right now is probably the best marketing tool for any company entering Web3 or wants to actively be involved in the Web3 ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 70-something people in this room and only 18 retweets. If you guys could do us a favor and gladly and kindly retweet that, press the retweet button, that will do us all a favor. Shout out to Flex. Love what you're doing, brother. Let's keep it moving.
Hey, bro. Hey, 1 second, 51 to 59. I'm so sorry to jump in. It's something that Gary just kind of reminded me about. Gary, I will tell you, like, I have jumped into a couple other PFP projects. You guys know ENS Maxis is my baby. But I have jumped into a couple other PFP projects, and I'm noticing that there is one thing we all have in common, and that is ENS. These other PFP projects as well, they're on board with ENS. They understand what ENS can do, and they're just, I guess some of them don't know that you can build on it. Some of them don't know the actual utility that they have, and that's what I'm trying to get to them. All they know is, oh, it's a domain name. Like, that's about the base, that some of the people I've been meeting know, is that it's a domain name. They don't know what they can do with it. That's why I started those shark schools. So first, let's get your wallet address set. First and foremost, get rid of that 42-character wallet. And then if you want to put a cool picture on it, put a cool picture on it. But as we go further, I think that's it. It has to be more education, more onboarding, and more training. As much as I love each and every one of you in this room, I want to hear other voices. I want to hear their opinions. I want their input, because the more the merrier in my book. So sorry about that, 5159. And Gary, thank you so much for the support, bro.
No, all good. I couldn't agree more, man. I think we're entering phase 2. Phase 1 was awareness, right? Just awareness that, hey, this thing exists. And I think phase 2 is, okay, let's dive into the utility and start actually building on this thing. So I couldn't agree more with you, Flex. Let's go right over to the guy who just put his hand up. The stage is yours. Raft, yeah, go ahead, bro. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. My name is Umesh, and my project name Rathor. I am graphic designer and artist from Pakistan city in Lahore. So I became other platform, social media. I hear their big fan following, YouTube channel and other social media. So I became few days on NFT platform. So I request all my friend look my profile, and I create amazing and all content is my real content. So I request look at more amazing collection there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Champ, go ahead.
What's up, Kev? Good morning, everybody. Just a couple of quick items this morning. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up. I'm going to be doing the podcast with your very sponsor, Sir Crypto Slam, with Dylan Rose from Autograph today at 10 a.m. So that's hella dope. Yeah, the guys at Crypto Slam really are freaking absolutely amazing. Another tidbit is this weekend. First, I might miss the happy hour tonight, my guy. Good thing I don't have a job at the bar, so you ain't gonna miss me too much. But I'm gonna be heading over to Designer Con. A lot of the ENS fam is going over. It's a lot of is flying out to Anaheim, and you better believe that I'm gonna start the onboarding process. We're gonna start minting subdomains left and right to try and onboard these guys as best we can. It's going to be a really, really awesome weekend. I'm super, super excited. Yeah, there's a lot of the ENS fam that I've found that is part of the VV fam. And, you know, like, you know how they say, like, go out and touch grass? Like, yesterday we got a chance to, you guys know who runs the Wake and Bake in the morning, get hype. He came over, like, he flew in, he came over. We were chilling last night. It's just really good to put, like, faces to names of the people that, you know, you're talking to, like, day in and day out. Because, you know, there's a new crew that's out here grinding, you know what I mean? And big shout out to, I'm the Batman, Doobie, Artie, like, all you guys are, like, running crazy ass spaces. So I just wanted to give them the shout out. But yeah, we're gonna start on board. I mean, there's at least 500 people flying out here. We got a private event tonight, so it's gonna be awesome. You better believe I'm hounding everybody. They buying subdomains, like it's gonna happen. We're gonna onboard a huge ass community in the VV community. But yeah, just wanted to highlight those couple of points. Appreciate it, Kev. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you in the building that you're doing as well. Let's go over for the weather report of the day. 3402. How you doing today?
GM, Kev, Ron, Master, everyone here. It's Friday. We made it through another week in this shitty market. The ENS market is the outlier, chilling on Ron's Island, getting those big sales. So let's stay focused on that. And get to the weather, brought to you by Crypto Slam. The 10K Club heading into the weekend strong with another 5% daily increase in floor price to 1.45 ETH. 5-letter dictionary bringing in 11 ETH in daily sales volume with a solid word sales. There is a top offer of 11.11 for Japan.eth, which is currently listed for $10 million. Arabic 999 Club floor hot climbing 12% to 1.68 ETH, and the 100K Club spiking 24-hour volume 56%, while the floor up 0.5% to 0.03 for a new offer of 5 ETH for 12345. They might want to add a 0 to that offer. 4-digit palindromes floor up over 13% to 5.6 ETH, and daily volume bringing in 5 ETH in 24 hours. Top 24 hours sales, 4-digit palindrome 1331 sold for 4.9 ETH. The next sale describes my current bags, except my digits. Illiquid.eth sold for 3.5 ETH. Oxo4.eth with a 2.4 ETH sale. Top offers, all 3 digits, all 19.99 ETH offers. The 3-digit grails, 2 palindromes, 393 and 141, as well as 009. And the most valuable 3-digit, in my opinion, 000.eth. I don't see these deals getting done. When there are fat finger slips, maybe anything is possible, especially in the bear market. Notable sales, single emoji female blowtorch accepted a 2 ETH offer, and another single emoji female rock climber sold for 1 ETH. A few 5-letter dictionary sales, coral, elbow, and upset all sold for 2.2 ETH. Slide fetching 2 ETH, and pluggable.eth selling for 1 ETH. ENS Maxi Collection 7-day sales up 7%, while floor dropped 17% to 0.064 ETH. This is a no royalty collection that brought in 674 ETH in total volume, and the first 10K NFT collection for ENS. Only 6% listed, so go get your maxi. Additional market news, check out droppingnow.io. It is a Dutch market auction place for ENS domains. The price is dropping daily. If you decide to sell on their platform, there are tokenized royalties in the form of dropper tokens. This is powered by CryptoSlam, so take a look. That is a wrap. It's Fuck It Friday. It's been a long week for me. I'm ready for the happy hour. We have a fun night in store, and a little tip: if you want to get there as soon as the virtual space door opens. That's all I'll say. Have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers. Thanks, Kev.
Get there before the virtual door opens. Free drinks, there's free drinks, aka free NFTs. I heard before 10 p.m. So you guys get there early. You might get a little gift. Thank you 3402 for always coming on and being consistent. It's Friday, y'all. I could feel it's kind of crazy, but I could feel that you guys know that it's Friday. But let's keep it moving right along here. Thank you so much, 3402. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to the one and only Gary Palmer Jr. The stage is yours, brother.
GM, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, feeling good. The sun is shining, the grass is green, and people are doing what has to get done. Yeah, super excited just to see the market moving forward, and yeah, looking forward to later today to see what happens with the .nike.swoosh. Are they going to use Polygon ID or Unstoppable Domains or ENS? It remains to be seen. That's going to be all the talk of the town. Can't wait to find out. And then create all the content, either praising or ridiculing, depending on what's actually done and what they actually did. Because I have skin in the game, right? And we all have skin in the game, and this is the future. This is the technology. This is the open source technology. It's like we have ownership over this, and it feels really good. It feels good to have some control. It feels good to have some say. It feels good to be part of the community. And that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing, and we're doing it. And the stronger we become, just like CZ was saying at the very beginning, or whatever he was saying, the more successful you are, the more FUD about you. And then someone else was talking, we talk about good things, and good things don't get as much press as bad things. And and we just have to sort of like persevere. It's like we don't want to not talk about the bad things, but we definitely, at least from my point of view, want to focus on the good things. And there's a lot of building, and it's really cool to hear what Flexter and what different people are doing out in the community, because that's really the heart of ENS. That ENS touches everything, right? Because everything touches Ethereum. And everything is either on Ethereum or connected to Ethereum. And Ethereum, even though there's great blockchains out there like Polygon, and people are using these blockchains, there's still Ethereum. And Ethereum has a different set of trade-offs. And there's a lot of people that really appreciate those trade-offs, right? Like Ethereum's not going anywhere. And we all know that ENS is just the naming layer on top of Ethereum, right? Instead of using IP addresses, we use domain names. And, in Web 2, it's not exactly a secure system. In Web 3, it's all proven on the blockchain. We can all see all these pieces. We can all be the pieces. And, with seeing what's happening and just seeing how it's connected to everything, the point is that every single project is a part of ENS. And ENS can be a part of every single project. And it's shocking how few other organizations are really aware of that. So, it's like we're often talking about ENS a lot and the things that, some people are doing. But I really like this idea of communicating with the people. Like I want to continue highlighting the stories of the people that are leveraging ENS, using the technology. Leveraging is bad. Use the technology. But I want to have more conversations with more communities that aren't using ENS yet, right? Like, how do we red pill blue pillars instead of just red pilling people who are already red pilled, right? And when we're having these conversations, if you're talking about like an NFT project, you're telling everybody about your NFT project. And ENS isn't just an NFT project, right? ENS is this protocol that can be a part of everyone else's NFT project. And so, like, how do we shift away from talking about our ENS names, and like we have this version of Richard and that version of Richard and like 16,000 versions of Richard, and then every single one you can put a negative sign in front of, and then every single one you can put a 0x in front of. Like, how do we stop? How do we or not stop? But how do we just like make a little more room so there's like, instead of like 100% of talking about that, how do we make more room to talk about the protocol and the implementations and these other people that have questions and don't even know where to start, and they're hearing all the praise at the top. It's like the frothy cream at the the top of the latte or the top of the beer, but there's under the surface there, the sign in with Ethereum, the authenticate your wallet, the communicating data on chain and off chain, like and what it comes down to is just getting them to integrate Ethereum or signing with Ethereum or ENS, like one of those three things, depending on where they're at. Ethereum, signing with Ethereum or ENS, just getting them to integrate it. And that could be Twitter. And there's 7,000 people that aren't working at Twitter right now, and the app is still working. That's really bullish, ultra bullish. And there's a lot of people that are talking shit to Elon in the internal Slack, and they're talking shit on Twitter. And he's trying to get all the ducks in a row and all the creatures from the land and the ocean and the air to all move in the same direction. And Elon Musk has billionaires, right? Like billionaire investors, like Ballas and Matt Higgins and several others, right? Like there's like a list of billionaires who are pro ENS that are talking to Elon Musk about ideas of how to like increase revenue and increase the app and increase communications. And it's just not speculation. It's happening that these conversations are being had, and if they're going to happen or when they're going to happen, I think it's a matter of when, because this is the path that I see, like logically, right? We have Ethereum, we have signing with Ethereum, we have ENS. Twitter's going to do it. Facebook is going to do it. But more so than them, like the big guys are going to come whenever the big guys come, and we sort of need them and we sort of don't. And the point is, like, there's all these little, like, not little, but like startups and people and projects. And if you guys want ENS bags to pump, then we just have to get more of these folks to, like we got to stop shouting about our names and our bags that of our liabilities of these names that we bought. And we got to start promoting the protocol and the integration. Because if every single Web3 app, forget Web2, if every single Web3 app 100% used ENS, then your bags, even your worst names, would be like worth a penny more,
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate your thoughtful intellect every time you come on the show. Now I guess I'll let Champ talk about the whole Nike situation, because he sent me the tweet. He just pinned it to the top as well. The Nike situation is very interesting, but Champ, if you want to address that would be great, brother.
Yeah, for sure. So swoosh ID, like dot swoosh, is ultimately they're going to start letting people know today in terms of like testing their platform out. It's going to be like a slow rollout. If you don't have your, if you're not, you don't have like a Nike ID, get on there, create one, and then there's a link at the top in that article, and then go join the wait list. The only way to guarantee yourself a spot is if you own a Clonex, which is like, I mean, if there's ever a utility for something, because this Nike thing is probably going to onboard like millions of people. And Gary, from what the thread says up there, I did not corroborate this 100%, but I did see other threads that were mentioning the same thing, that they're building on Polygon. So, I mean, I don't know if that's the worst thing in the world. Obviously, we would have loved ENS.
What the blockchain they're building on is different than the naming service that they would use. So those are two different questions. And the thing is like, yeah, Polygon has Polygon ID, and Polygon also has a partnership with Unstoppable Domains because they're all like private corporations, and Polygon has admin keys to the Polygon blockchain. And so it's like, you know, these are all corporations, right? And so it makes sense that they would all be, but just because they're using Polygon doesn't mean that they can't also still be using signing with Ethereum.
I'd be super interested to hear how that works at some point.
Using
but yeah.
CCIP read, which is EIP 3668.
That's what it. Okay, got it. Makes
So
sense.
in this thread, I'm not sure what this exactly means. I just pinned it, and it says dot swoosh IDs will be free NFTs that you can mint on Polygon. So who knows? But they do have the .eth. They do have .swoosh.eth. They brought that a couple months ago, actually. So we'll see how it plays out. It will be interesting for sure. And I think this is the next step of Web3, right? When you talk about Nike onboarding Nike is one of the biggest brands in the world. One of the biggest brands in the world, and they're going all in on this. So I'm very excited to see how this thing manifests out over the course of the next several months. Drea, thank you for being patient. The stage is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I am super excited to find out what naming service Nike is gonna go with. I really hope it's ENS. If it's not, then that's fine too. I just wanted to piggyback off what Gary was saying about like spreading the word of ENS. Like I think that's an important point. Like I went this morning on a space. It was like it's a crypto and coffee space that Jess runs. Like it's mostly focused on talking about what's going on in like with crypto, and she invited me and Anna to go and speak about ENS, and it was just like really like genuine, like how many questions people had about it, and like right there like people were registering like ENS names, and like it's good to like go to other communities, like meet other people and like tell them about this utility, because many people don't know like what you can do with an ENS name right now. And I just wanted to say that. Thank you for having me.
Nice work yesterday, Drea. You did killer, by the way, up there. Great fucking work.
Thank you.
Shout out to Drea. We know her as, phenomenal threads. I would actually love to have you a lot more often. If you want to come up and speak, Drea, you're always welcome to the stage. Your threads are amazing. Your voice is amazing. And we want to hear from you more. So thank you, Drea, for coming up. That was great. I just brought up the Web3 channel.eth. The stage is yours, brother.
Good morning, Kev. Good morning, everyone. If you don't recognize the voice, this is your friendly neighborhood panda over here, 01. Guys, it's been really awesome. The channels are growing, both the Portuguese and the English channel. Having a lot of fun. I'm going to put out the 5th video out since we released the 2 new channels. It's been really great. So we always talk about education. We're always talking about high level stuff during spaces. We can't really get into details. I heard a lot of people talking about education today. My buddy Flexer doesn't stop. So the main goal of this project, guys, is to help everyone in this room to onboard people. It's very noble and it's awesome. We try to do it one-on-one on spaces, on calls or anything, but most people need a visual. Most people need to see us clicking on the screen and telling them what the next steps are visually. So we created the two channels, and we have the guides there, from how to set up a MetaMask to how to register first ENS, how to make it a primary. Things are going pretty well. So I wanted to share the updates with you guys, tell you I'm here. I've been participating on dozens of Portuguese spaces. The community has embraced, ENS in a way that I wasn't expecting. They totally get how it works, and they want to jump aboard. So it's been really great, guys. I hope you all have the opportunity to check out the channels and be able to point people in the direction that we need, because onboarding is not easy. Sometimes it takes us, an hour during the spaces. So I want to give you the tools. I want to be here for the community, and I want to wish you all a great weekend. I'm here to take requests for videos. Like I said the first time, I have a list. I'm preparing more and more videos, but recommendations, requests, I'm here, guys. Drea, thank you so much for the support. Like I told you on the DMs, you didn't even know, you might not even know, but you were a big push and motivation for me to do this with your guides. So I appreciate everything that's happening, and I'm here for the community. Love you all, guys. Have a great weekend, okay?
Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on and sharing that. How to Web3. I love that. The Web3 channel, that is a great name in my opinion for education and onboarding. Appreciate you. Let's go over to my guy Stephen Miller with his hand up. Thanks for being patient, Steve. The stage is yours, brother.
Of course, man. Good to see you, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to a good weekend. I just thought I'd let you know off of the Dot Swoosh news that the week after Thanksgiving, finalizing details right now, but it's looking like I'm going to get the chance to sit down with the director of tokenomics from Nike Virtual Studios, either on a space or on a podcast interview. So more info will be coming from that. Really excited to hear more. But yeah, if you're a CloneX holder, make sure that you go claim your Dot Swoosh today. It's looking like it's going to be pretty legit. Side news. I'm just double checking to make sure Flexter's not in here because I'm going to leak some shit. Sick. So Flexter's not in here. Fireball's not in here. So I'm going to leak some shit. Don't tell them. It's a secret. I very well may end up in Miami to do another live Shark Tank. So on Tuesday, the 29th, if you're in Miami, come through. I am going to do everything I can to make it happen. But again, don't tell them. I don't want to get their hopes up. I want to get your hopes up. Side, whatever. Anyway, the final piece is if you have not yet submitted domains for Tuesday's show, we've got another edition coming. Just posted it up. We would love to have you there right before Thanksgiving to kind of sit down for one big ENS family feast for Thanksgiving before we all take some time to go spend the holiday with our families. So would love to see you guys there. But I hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. Hope to see you in the happy hour tonight if Twitter does not shut down. Fingers crossed. I know people were fudding the shit out of it last night. People just need to chill out, man. Kev, I don't know what we got to do, man, but we got to get people to chill the shit like way down. Anyway, hope you have a great rest of the day, guys. Hope to see you in the happy hour tonight. It's been real. Cheers.
Cheers. Shout out to you, Steve, and all you do for the community, man. And that's gonna be a good one. Live in Miami, ENS Shark Tank, bro. Cool. Thank you, man. Let's go over to OX Wizard. OX, thank you for being patient, bro. The stage is yours.
I'm just reminding you that if you want an indie custom Nike that has a .eth name, it's already happening over here. So look at my pin post, because creators are the ones that are going to drive, their own. They're going to drive their own fucking cars, man. They're going to drive their own shoes. They're going to do their own thing. This is what this is supposed to be about. And at the end of the day, I understand using NFTs as logins. Token gating is really fun and very easy concept for most people to understand. But it's not a different. It's not a replacement for what the depth of the product that is ENS provides to the ecosystem. So I would look at this more as a login NFT for their metaverse, for their internal thing, versus a competition of if they're going to use ENS or not, because it shouldn't even matter on that front, because the protocols are what are going to drive all the things. Like Coinbase uses their own. Uh, uh, they use .id. They import it into ENS, and there's a lot that they could do with that. Just like Nike can if they want this kind of functionality, or they want to half bake it. It's up to them at the end of the day. So that's how I look at it.
Not a bad perspective, bro. I think we got through all the speakers. Thank you, Wiz, for coming on and sharing that. Wiz is one of the co-hosts for the ENS Latino show every Monday as well. Great show those guys are doing over there. Check them out if you're up early in the morning. Our West Coast people probably missed them, but East Coast guys, check them out. Cool. I think we're reaching that time of the day where I'm probably going to call it a day very shortly. Any final words from our co-hosts, Ron, Master, Gary, Steve, First, 30, anybody who's on stage?
Yeah, let me. I got a little background noise here, Kev, but let me just say I saw a report. I don't know if it's valid that maybe Sam's going to get some kind of amnesty down there in the Bahamas, and that's why he's talking all this shit. But we'll see. But more importantly, I just saw that they're getting ready to transfer $1 billion in Solana USDT back to Ethereum. And that just goes back to what I talked about, that even with all this bullshit happening, Ethereum's where, we hear all about Ethereum killers and stuff. And look, I was a big investor in Solana, and I'm out now, but I'll come back once the dust settles and if they're still doing good. They've got their place, but Ethereum is where it's at, and this just shows that. And it makes me more bullish on ETH, more bullish on ENS.
So that's $1 billion out of Solana, another $1 billion out of Solana into Ethereum. And then we hear that Genesis is, we talked about this on Minting Coins last night, among a lot of other more fun topics. But $1 billion, Genesis is looking for an emergency loan by Monday. If they don't get that emergency loan, then that's bad, to put it lightly and with brevity. And then they're talking about with Genesis doing that, and then what's happening at Grayscale, could a liquidation, crunch, unleash an Armageddon from all of the centralization that they have. So it's just self-custodying, your own Bitcoin or your own Ethereum, and just letting all these games, all these people are getting burned. And as long as your time horizon is far enough into the future, and you got your own keys, it's just, just keep on building.
Kev, did I just see 202, a 4-digit, go for less than $900?
I didn't see that. If you want to pin it. Did it?
Give me a second. Yeah, I think 2025. I think I saw come across one of my alerts. I'm not sure. That's crazy. Put in, remember how you were saying the other day, put in these bids? That's nuts.
Man, shout out to the buyer. The buyer got it still on that one for sure. Mr. 618, go ahead, brother.
Hey, thank you for putting me up. Good morning, everybody. 5159 and everybody on stage, everybody in the space. I had a quick question for NFTverse about the 100K club and the cats, and wanted to know if I could basically ask a quick question while being on space right now.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Go ahead.
Hey, hello NFTverse. So basically, I heard about your project and stuff like that. Not too much about it. And I have basically two 100K digit numbers. And recently I saw there is a collection on the Optimism network. which is like a layer 2 on the ENS on the Ethereum network. So I wanted to know if it's like your collection or if it's like a fake collection, and wanted to know if you know about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the actually the lead artists for the ENS with 100K cats. She had a project on Optimism called Board Town that she had released, and she did a white list.
I think my man's got rugged. Yeah, Verse got rugged there.
I thought it was me. So
Nah,
yeah.
I was not you. Verse got rugged, and unfortunately.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know where I left off at. I had a call coming in, but she one of the lead artists for the 100K ENS Cats has a project on Optimism called Board Town. She is one of the artists for the 100K Cats, and she did a white list on Optimism for a part of her community for the 100K ENS Cats. So that's probably where you're seeing that on Optimism. But as far as the 100K ENS project, basically what will happen is once we release the 100K ENS cats with the 5 digits, any holder of 5 digits will have first dibs at minting the cat that correlates with their 5 digit that they hold. So it'll be a matchup to validate whether or not you hold a 4 digit in your wallet, and then there'll be a small fee to pay to mint that particular cat that matches up with that 5 digit, just like you see in my PFP. So just hold off until we make the proper announcements on when that particular time frame will be for all the 5 digit holders to go in and actually mint their particular cat.
Yeah, thank you for answering, and yeah, thank you for doing this project. And I heard like it's gonna be like a specific trait for like basically common numbers. So I'm gonna see like which 618 number gonna be matching, because I have like 61809 and 61823. So we'll see.
A lot of the numbers, like a lot of the palindromes, they'll have different types of traits. The cat will be wearing certain things if it's a palindrome. If it's repetitive numbers, there'll be a certain trait on the cat. If there's a 69 in the number, it'll have a cigar in its mouth. If it's a 420 in the number, it'll have a cigar in its mouth. And then if it has like a 69 in it, it'll have a rose in his mouth. Just different traits like that.
That's cool. Thank you very much for answering the question. And thank you, Kev, for putting me up. And everybody, happy Friday. And probably I'm going to go to the island later on. And yeah, have a good weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, champ.
Last thing, Scoop, myself, and Wavy, it's good to see you back, my brother. I'm really happy to see you. We've been working on putting together some info on building out some use cases. So we should be done. It's going to be a dope ass infographic that obviously Wavy created. Scoop's busting his butt on doing this stuff too. So we're going to have a couple different things, probably like early to middle of next week. So just wanted to give everybody a heads up. And that was a total community effort. We got everybody on Trello. Everybody was contributing. It was really, really awesome to see. So I think it's something that we're going to continue to do. So just wanted to give everybody a heads up.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my brain is done for the week. It's a little early. I'm done for the week. I'll see you guys at the virtual bar tonight. And hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Have fun. Be safe. Stay alert. And go be a DGen. But with that being said, 5159 is about to kick off his weekend starting right now. So I'll talk to most of you guys either tonight at the Friday night happy hour or Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, presented and sponsored by Domain Plug, the newest ENS marketplace on the market, and Crypto Slam, the data aggregation site that brings all the data across NFT markets together. Peace out, y'all.